How are we doing now? Yes, finally? Finally? I think it's no. Usually third time is the charm. Yes, all right, third time's the charm. You can't write this shit. Why does technology hate me? Why? I do so little to technology. Why does it dislike me so much? Oh my god. Anyway, all right, let's concentrate on what's most important, which is that the Knicks have a real team. They're not a good team, but they have a real team, and they're not a terrible team. They're not good, but they're not terrible, and that is the most important thing. Because I gotta zoom out for a second. Other fan bases probably have things that they like care about, like a certain amount of wins every year. Or we want to have, like, I don't know, an all-star appearance or whatever bullshit. We just for 20 goddamn years have wanted to see this. We have wanted to be able to turn on our television sets as New Yorkers, and see a team that we can be proud to watch. They may not win a ton of games. They probably won't win many more games this season, but they are capable of winning games, and that's because they are in games, and that's because they compete. I know I'm repeating myself. I have said this already this season, but it is just so painfully obvious. If you have watched this team for as long as I know many of us have, um, that they are on to something. They are building something. They need better players. They eventually need a star, two stars. They need luck. They need all of the things. But my God, if it wasn't exciting to see this down the stretch and to watch this game late and be like, they actually can win it because they are executing on both ends of the floor. It's all I've wanted. It's all I've wanted. All right, let's talk about some of the players in this game because there were some performances that are of note. I think RJ Barrett, despite going 0 for 21 for a stretch, is now shooting 25% from three for the season, which didn't think was possible, but he is. Kid came out after having just about the absolute worst game you could possibly imagine. Shot 8 for 15, 4 for 5 from deep, and 5 for 6 from the line. Got to the line 6 times for 25 points. It's going to be a tough call. Someone just said, Mitch, I do these stars of the game now for the newsletter. I don't know who's going to be the star of the game because I have Barrett here and then I have Mitch there. Mitch 8 for 10 from the field for 16 points, had 2 blocks. And man, let me tell you, I spent a lot of time because I had a lot of time to think over this offseason and a lot of content to make and a lot of podcasts to do and a lot of newsletters to write. And I came pretty close where I was like, I don't know, Mitch, a year away from having to pay him. Centers are devalued in the league today. What are we going to do? There aren't 3 guys in the world who could do what he did in the fourth quarter to block that shot, grab the ball, corral it. And that wasn't even his best block of the night because he had an earlier block, which the only other block he had tonight, actually, in which he managed to like corral the ball in midair and direct it to his teammate under the basket. I think it was Bullock. Like, that's the stuff that you need your starting center to do if they're not going to be kind of an offensive hub. And he's not an offensive hub, but man, his verticality is such a threat. And he was good for 8 field goals tonight. So kudos to him. Um, man, I'm going to talk about River. Let's talk about Rivers, and then I'll finish up with our 2 old friends. I thought Rivers was awesome. I love Rivers. I'm going to irrationally love Rivers all year long. He's a guy, like, there's something to be said for having a guy who has played in big playoff games, really big playoff games, significant playoff games, second round of the playoffs against good teams, coming to your team because they're not afraid to take big shots late and to be on the floor for key possessions late. And I know a lot of people weren't really happy with the Austin Rivers signing. And I get that because he has a bad reputation and like he was like negative a million in his on-off net rating one of his years in LA. And like, I get all that. He's a good player. He's a solid player. He's unspectacular, but he's solid. I thought Quickly was really good. Quickly's going to do this shit all year. Draw fouls, hit threes, hit the little floaters. Should he start? Should he not start? Let me take a sip of my cocktail before I get into this. Shout out, by the way, to the folks at Siponi. I just picked up one of these. Very good. Little honey flavored rye something or other. Delicious. Elfrid Payton and Julius Randle. Elfrid Payton tonight was 8 for 17 from the field. He had 5 assists to 3 turnovers. He had some ghastly plays. He gave Malcolm Brogdon too much room on a lot of those first quarter threes. But man, there aren't a ton of point guards in the league today that could put that level of pressure on the rim, and he was absolutely dictating offensive possession after offensive possession. And I know there are a lot of you who want to bury him on the bench and never want to look at him again. But he's going to play if he does this. And I know he started off the season terribly, but I mean, he deserves to continue to see time on the floor. I don't know how else to put it. I know that's probably not going to make me very popular, but if he's playing at this level, he deserves to play. And the Brogdon threes weren't all his fault. You know, that's a communication issue. Is someone coming up? Are we laying off that? It seemed like I think the last one, Randall was supposed to come up and Peyton gave him shit for it, and Randall didn't really have anything to say. But which leads us to Randall. Look, I said on my halftime Zoom, I'll be really curious to see how he comes out in the second half. I thought he was going to force it. He kind of did force it, but it's okay if you force it and you make it. And he made his shots. He finished 5 for 16, but you know, he got the 8 assists, a lot of big rebounds, 4 turnovers to 8 assists. You'll live with that. You know, it's a good team win. It's a good team win, and beggars can't be choosers, and we are the absolute beggars of the National Basketball Association, and we have been waiting again for so long for a product that we could be proud of. And I just want this to keep going. I just want them to continue playing with this kind of effort. I don't care what the results are. If they lost this game, whatever. It's great to win it. I just care about the way they played. And you know, shout out to Tibbs. I don't know what he's doing, but keep doing it. We'll close out with some analysis of the most important thing, Wally Zerbiak's tie. So Wally Zerbiak has, I think, was that the same suit as the other night?
No, I think it's different, but that tie is hideous.
That's not nice. I think they heard that. My wife doesn't mean that. She really loves his tie. It's an aggressive purple. Or is that a purple or is that a lavender? It's a plum. It's a plum. We did hear that. Okay, people heard that, so you should apologize.
I don't like that color.
Wally played basketball, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's an aggressive plum. Anyway, all right, great win. Let's show up, and man, I don't think the NBA stats page has updated yet after this, but I am fairly certain. The Knicks are going to have a top. I want to say they might have like a top 7 defense after tonight, maybe top 6 defense. Dare I say? That's exciting. They're definitely going to keep their top 10 ranking in assist percentage. And again, last thing I'll say, you know, for the stuff that actually matters in terms of assessing whether a new coach is having an effect, are they passing the ball? Are they distributing? Are they sharing? Are they being unselfish? And are they defending? And this team is going to be top 10 in both of those statistics after tonight. And it's 6 games. It's not nothing. It's not everything, but it's not nothing. And they're also, by the way, they're overpassing. They are passing too much. So once they sort out, you know, the passes that they're supposed to make versus the passes that they feel they have to make, hopefully it can get even better. So exciting stuff. Sorry I ranted for a while tonight. This was just a lot of fun. This was I thought the Bucks win was the most fun win we've had in a while. I think this was even better because it's, you know, it was close and they pulled it out. So we've been waiting a while for this. Let's keep it going. All right. Adios, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace out.